This episode of the podcast is brought to you by ModedStudios.com. Moded Studios Patches and Apparel is the best place to get the coolest and hippest and tightest patches, headwear, and t-shirts on the market today. One of my favorite that's brand new is Cat from Lady Yelling at Cat Meme. Smudge the Cat, Taylor Armstrong, and Kyle Richards embroidered beanie hat. Go and get that. We got Baby Yoda beanies from The Mandalorian. We got Here for the Gangbang patch, one of my favorites. Go to modedstudios.com, ModedStudios.com, and get yourself some. Now on with the show. Hey gang, welcome back to another episode of the We Speak English Good podcast. Today's episode is part 2 of the music of 2019. So if you missed the last episode, go ahead and check it out. That's the first half of the year. We had, I don't know how many songs are on there, but there's a good playlist over there. So go check that out. And then now we're doing part 2. It's just sort of my year, beginning of the year, last year in review. I don't know. It's a little late. I get it. But here's the playlist for part 2. We got JoJo Stella playing Save Me. We got Zeeceekeely playing Lion. Shay Rain, Tainted. Bubby Lewis, Game of Life. Surefire Soul Ensemble, El Nino. Abby Sarabia, Boss. Digital Lizards of Doom. Good Girls, Bad Beats. Boogie Matrix Mechanism, Pictia, The Essentials Sentiment Song, The Lique, Keep Ya Focus, Moths in the Attic, Seedling, 3 Too Many, Swing Low, and last but not least, the very gracious and wonderful Ed McGee with Every. So, I hope you guys enjoy the playlist. I mean, it's kind of perfect that Ed was the last song of the year last year because it sort of leads into what I'm about to talk about. But first I should probably say, go to ReinaMystique.com, ReinaMystique.com, and check out the latest news. We have 1018 up there, which we released last year, but we got great news on the horizon. We're going to be releasing new music this month, and I can't tell the date yet until I get Reina in here to sort of expand on it. But we're going to be doing something kind of cool every month, me and Reina, and sometimes just Reina, but it's mostly all about Reina, my wife, and we're going to be releasing a song a month, or 2 songs sometimes. So it was really interesting. We had a meeting the other day where we were talking, a band meeting. We had a band meeting where we had to sit there and map out our releases for the year, and it was really exciting. And we're in talks with a studio around here to do some analog recording because we just love analog to death. So we really want to do that again because we did that over at Tim Felton Studio, the Kitchen 2. If you're in San Diego and you're looking to record and you want that analog sound, go to the Kitchen 2, Tim Felton. He is also on this playlist because he is behind Surefire Soul Ensemble. So, and the song is fire. El Nino, oh my God, it's such a good song. It's like my favorite song by the band to date. So, and that's off their latest album, which I can't remember the name of, but luckily enough, I put a link to all the artists in the show notes. So go and click on those fucking links and support these guys. They're fucking amazing. And again, like I said last week, it was so amazing. Like listening to the playlist, it was so good. I was very amazed. I listened to it already just because I really liked the playlist. Like we have this show. I love this show because I get to pick who gets to be on it. And, you know, like most podcasts, that's how it works. And it's only if I like what you're doing. And even if you're a beginner and maybe your music isn't the best on the block or something, I still like to talk to people who have that drive, that fire that's burning in them. So I don't know. I do notice that I am getting a little pickier on my guests, and that's good. I feel like this show's leveled up, and it's been a good year of growth, and I'm just super excited to see what comes of 2020. And so this show right here, part 2 of the year of music of 2019. This show right here is sort of going to be our goodbye to 2019 and usher in our 2020. I know this is the second week of 2020, but still, we're going to keep ushering this shit in because some of us are stoners and we're still like coming to the realization that it is a new year, and we keep saying, oh man, next year for 2020, or we keep referring to 2019, or I'm writing 2019 on shit that I'm signing. So, some of us are still warming up to the idea that's a new year. So that's sort of what I don't know. And I realized that I also said that, I'll release this at another date because I was supposed to have Dave Katz. This was supposed to be Dave Katz's episode of Acoustic Hookah. Now, I do want to address that because the Dave thing is in the books. It's done. Like we had the conversation last night. I drove to Cleveland. I went to his lovely house out in Cleveland, which it's in Cleveland, and we had a great conversation. And he was so gracious with his time. And we went over the 2-hour mark, and he was just let's keep going. And we hit 2 hours, and we weren't even through the Ed years. I think maybe we had just got through the Ed years of Acoustic Hookah. Now, I know I said that it was going to be this episode, but I also said that it might not be. And so I decided to release that one next week, partly because I just wanted to get this part 2 out. And I think that I really liked part 1. I thought it was cool. And that was the first time I kind of did something like that. I've done something like that before, but not, not like a year in review or whatever kind of show. It was great. I've loved doing this. And I think that the music that is great on this show, and I just want to share it with you. But back to Dave Katz. So I decided that the other reason why I didn't release it this week was because Mixed Star Cats, which if you don't know Mixed Star Cats, it's Ed McGee, Cliff Starbuck, and David Katz. David Katz. Dave Katz, and I think they're going to do a trio at I believe it's at the Odin on the 25th, and that's in Cleveland, Ohio. So I definitely think you should go check that out on the 25th of January of the year 2020. So I was kind of wanting to release it. It kind of help promote that show out at out in Cleveland for Mixed Star Cats January 25th, and it just made sense. It's a little bit closer to the date, trying to get them some word of mouth out there for the show, and also, I mean, for the sake of transparency, I just wanted to milk another week of content. So, hey, I'm a content provider. I have a weekly show. I don't know how people do like daily shows. I don't know how people do, like 3 times a week type shows. I don't know how you guys do that shit. And most people say to me, like, I don't know how you do every week. Like, how the fuck do you just stay up on guests? I don't all the time. As you can see, I don't always have enough guests, but that's why I do these other things that are fun for me, and I hope you guys like it too. Like the episode breakdowns, I really like that. I'm having a good time with my buddies Zach and Jason when we do those. Speaking of Jason Black, he'll be on the show in a couple weeks. He has a new album coming out. I forgot what he's calling it, but it's a live acoustic album. So be on the lookout for that episode dropping. And Jason's just a good time because he's funny. He's a funny dude. So I do want to talk about this David Katz interview thing, but first go and follow me on Instagram at We Speak English Good, and the same for Facebook.com/We Speak English Good or at We Speak English Good. I've been kind of not doing the tutorials like I have been, and sort of putting up some other things, just having fun with it. So go check it out. I've been having fun with my Instagram lately, so if you want to know the real Mikey P, go follow us on Instagram or Facebook, and that'll give you a good insight. So I was at Dave Katz's house, and he has like a gang of dogs, and I haven't always been a dog lover, but ever since my dog, well, I had a stepdog named Kaya, and she passed away last year, and it was very traumatic. I've never mourned an animal before, and I never thought I would. And my wife, I remember when we were younger, because she was a stepdog, and she came with my wife. And I didn't care for her. I didn't care for for pets. I never hated animals. I never wished bad things on animals. In fact, anytime I saw any kind of mistreatment of animals, I talk shit about it. Because just because I don't like them doesn't mean that they don't have to, they shouldn't be treated with respect. They're still living creatures. You guys get it, okay? They're living, you get it. Anyways, so, it really fucked me up when she died, because, I still get teared up, and, just talking to Dave in his house with his dogs, they were so cute, and just, I never thought of myself as a dog lover, and we were talking before the show, and we were talking about, how when you go and pick out your dog, it's like, that dog is going to die most likely before you. And it's a very sad thing to think about when you're talking about like a member of your family. Like, you're going to find a member of your family that is certainly going to die sooner than you. And that's a really bummer. That's a bummer way to look at it. But it's also, it's a practice of living in the moment, I feel like. Like, owning a pet is just a practice of living in the moment and enjoying every moment you have with that pet. And you're not going to enjoy every moment of being a pet owner. That is for fucking sure. Because let me tell you why I didn't like Kaya. Because the little bitch, she shit in my studio vindictively. I know she did it on purpose, because we left. And we let her out before we leave all the time. That's how we did it. And then we ended up coming back like an hour later, and the bitch just shit, and she was hiding. So she did it twice, and I just, like that kind of shit. Like, that's the kind of shit I don't like about animals, because they do have little personalities, but they could be little assholes. Like this dog that I'm living with now, Logan. It's my mom's dog, and he's just like such an asshole. But I've just learned to love him, and it's because Kaya, like, she broke me down. She broke this hard exterior of a man that I thought I was. Anyways, I thought I was a man that I don't care about animals. I mean, I don't love her. And my wife used to tell me, so when she dies, you are gonna be so sad. And I'm like, I can't wait. I can't. The only thing that gives me relief in this situation is knowing that I'm going to see her die one day. And I said that, and that's such an awful thing to say to to say about your loved one's pet, So, I mean, that just kind of goes to show what kind of asshole you're dealing with here, which I'm working on it. So, yeah, the whole Dave Katz thing was just amazing. I just want to emphasize, I love dogs now, by the way. It's not like I love the asshole dog that I live with, because he's so cute. He's such a dick because he bites babies, and he like vomits up his snot and then eats it. He's fucking gross. And he's just old, and like he's kind of crippled, and he barks, and he's like a little chihuahua. He just sucks. But goddamn it, is he not cute and soft? And like, I gave him a bath the other day, and he was just nice. And like, like, I took him to the vet the other day, and when we got home, he jumped up on the seat and was just like so happy to be home. And like, I was just this little fucking asshole just broke me. just like Kaya. So I had to circle back just to emphasize that I don't hate dogs or animals. I actually very much I've developed a love for dogs in particular. And I like cats too. I've always liked cats because they don't fuck with you. They just, they only want to come around once in a while, and and all you gotta do is pet them a couple times. They purr at you, and that's nice. And then you had your moment, and then go fuck off somewhere. I like that. Dogs, they tend to be in your shit. Like, let me smell your dick, and like, let me eat your food, and I'm dirty, and I'm gonna shake all over the house. And fuck you, like, if you look at it like that, it's awful. But but the other side is this like ever loving creature who just, they only live to be loved and to give love and just to be your buddy. And I'm gonna start crying because I don't know. Anyways, the Dave Katz thing was wonderful. We had a great conversation. He was very open and honest about things. He obviously he wasn't giving all the lurid details of all the breakups that band has seen. There's been different members coming in and out for various reasons, and for personal, financial, and there was reasons that we didn't get too deep into, but we got pretty fucking deep into it. And so, Dave was so open and just, he wanted to give me everything I wanted. And I'm so grateful for that. There was just times when I'm like talking and I start nervously rambling, and like, God damn it, if this whole like being way too honest about like experiences I have with these guests, it's just, and with their music, it's getting so fucking out of control. There's so many awkward moments where I'm just like, oh, I'm nervous and my palms are sweaty because I'm talking to you. Like, it's just, I don't think it's charming, and it's, for me, it's like this fucking nervous tick where I just chatty, like I get this nervous chattiness, and I just want to keep the conversation good and going, and here's this information, or he doesn't need to know. Not every member of Hookah needs to know that I snuck into Hookahville fucking a couple times, these oversharing Midwest traits that I'm so great at doing. It didn't serve me well in California, and it's not serving me well here. But there's these moments where I'm talking about the band and talking about my opinions of the band, and when I'm looking across the table, like I'm looking at somebody who is like very just listening. Like he was just, it was great. It was just, like, you could tell he was just very interested. And he was, very thankful for those, and sometimes what I had to say wasn't always like a gracious, dick ride. We talk about fucking, serious things that happen in the band, alcoholism and broken promises and debt, financial debt that the band accrued. And, these are very private things, and I think I talked about in the last one, but like being in a band is like, we talk about straight up off the top, actually, about how being in a band is like being in a relationship, and kind of like being in a marriage, and you're gonna love the person a lot, but you're gonna also hate them in some aspects, and with relationships, there's these bonds that can never be broken because you're out there on the front lines, fucking on the battle lines, through all the shit, like through all the broken air conditioners in the hotel room, and running out of gas on a cold ass night, like all those moments, they bond people, those fucking moments of battle, and there's these bonds that you don't break and you don't talk about it, like, and some people do. And in fact, I, there was the moment where after the podcast was over, he was like, I was wondering if you're going to ask me why Johnny Polanski left. And he ended up telling me, and I told him I wouldn't say shit about what he told me. So, but he was like, I was, if you were gonna ask, I was gonna tell. But when I was talking to Dave to set this thing up, I could clearly tell that there was some dissension between them. And I'm not here to piss people off or get shit stirred up again. Like, I really just want to curate, stories of being a musician, of being a band. I mean, because Acoustic Hookah's been a fucking band for almost 30 years. It's 29 fucking years, man. And holy shit, that's not easy. I mean, you look at these bands that've been together, like the Rolling Stones or I don't know, the Rolling Stones is all I can think about right now. Maybe the Dead, but even the Grateful Dead ended. Now they're Dead and Company or whatever form they're taking now. So it's an amazing feat and it's a beautiful story. And I couldn't have been more honored and just it was a complete treat. I'm just sitting there, just in awe, like, wow, and I get it. If you don't know who Acoustic Hookah is, then this doesn't mean shit to you. If you didn't live in the Midwest region, even the East Coast, I mean, like they made their way out to the West Coast, they did, and the East Coast, but they kind of peaked, and then they kind of they ebbed and flows, this music business, and I mean, I just think it's a great story, man, because they reached such high levels where they were. I mean, these festivals, these Hookahville festivals. I mean, you gotta understand that, like, Bob Weir was playing these places, fucking War and Bruce Hornsby and Willie Nelson and all these fucking amazing acts. I've seen so many amazing acts. Robert Randolph, fucking Bela Fleck. I've seen some amazing acts at Hookahville, and they brought that here and they started something that. At the time when they were doing this, that nobody was doing this shit. Nobody was throwing festivals at this magnitude in the 90s, in the early 2000s. Bonnaroo didn't come around until, I don't know, maybe like 2002, 2004 maybe. I don't fucking even know. But it's really interesting story, and I think you're really going to like the conversation. So that's going to be next week for sure. Okay, I promise you, it will be next week. I'm still battling a cold, which I mean is news to you, but that's it. I just wanted to sort of give a overview of my experience with Dave and give you kind of an update on what's coming up next week. So we got Dave Katz of Acoustic Hookah coming at you live and direct. But that's it. We're gonna get to the playlist now. Like I said, please go to the show notes, click on those links and explore these artists. They're amazing independent artists, and like I said, 2019 was a great year for the podcast. I hope that it just continues to keep going. I mean, I don't know if it's going to keep growing. It's weird, these podcasts. You get to a certain level and you just level out and that's it. I don't know. For some, I don't know. I don't know how it goes. And like, I know I'm not a huge podcast, like this is not a huge podcast. Only a few thousand people are listening to this at a time. And that's fine with me. I have fun doing this. To me, this is just, what's happening now, what's interesting with the podcast is that I have enough episodes, I have enough content that I get taken seriously. And that's interesting because you spend all these years not being taken very seriously. And it's not like I get taken that seriously, but serious enough where, Dave Katz will reach out and be like, hey, I want to talk to you. Like I want, like I like what you did with Ed. Let's do that. And like that to me is like the greatest compliment. And to me, that means I'm on the right path. I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know how far this podcast will take me personally. I don't even care, really. I just love being able to talk to people, and I love that people can go to my website, and which is WeSpeakEnglishGood.com, And I like that I can send them a link to my website. They can see what I've done. And I need to actually expand on the website, because what I want to do with it is kind of put a link up there, put a tab up there for the tutorials from Instagram. And I want to put on like a book list. There's a lot I want to do with the website and kind of make it a little bit more cohesive universe, the We Speak English Good universe. So that's what I'm hoping to do in 2020, is to kind of get my content organized on my website. So everything's at a central location, and, Instagram's for just personal fun use, and then the website. So I'm working on some changes. Shit's busy this year. I'm working with a reggae band out of Detroit, which is a whole fucking trip on its own. And I'll be working with another band here locally, for this next year. So I got my hands full, on top of making pie videos for Zach's company, Jazz Innovations, which, if you jazzinnovations.com, you should go check it out. It's with JAZ Innovations. There's pretty dope. They got some really high-end cookware. It's not high-end in cost, but it's high-end in value of what you're getting for what you're buying. It's awesome. They got like a splatter guard that you put over like your like if you deep fry a lot, or even if you like make bacon or anything that splashes. It's amazing. Anyways, I've been rambling on so fucking long now that this playlist is probably on the last, you probably don't even want to hear the playlist anymore. So instead of blathering on, I'm going to go ahead and get this music. That's it for me for this week. Next week, Dave motherfucking Katz of motherfucking acoustic motherfucking hookah. So come back to me, baby. Come back to me. I'm sorry I didn't give it to you this week. But, am I sorry, really? Am I that sorry? I shouldn't throw around the sorry word that easily, because I'm not really sorry. Because how amazing this fucking playlist is. And just remember, like, when you're listening to this music, is like, this is what this podcast is about. It's about fucking finding fucking people, finding these artists that are fucking doing real music and bringing them to the fucking light. So please support. Again, go to the playlist in my show notes, click on those motherfuckers, and support these guys. So without further ado, we're going to kick it off with JoJo Stella playing a song called Save Me. Oh, wait, and I got to do this. Be good to your fellow human beings. HA's for everybody. Okay, take it away, JoJo Stella.
Well, in my dreams I see you dancing. With Paisley in your eyes. I hear this poetry that's hiding
you'll see. When it comes down, there will be no hesitation. You'll be taken by a new kind of sensation. You'll see the rebel that's inside a new creation. Let the music set you free. I feel a natural lie with reggae music. As I see the world go by, you can't refuse it. As it brings a tear to your eye, you tend to use it. And then you try to make a better place for our young to grow old. Cause we are fearful for a world that is cold. We won't bow down for our souls are not sold. We'll be rebels till we die. It is said there will be a kind of music that brings a message too large to refuse it. We must listen to that message, not abuse it. And in your heart you will feel free. So feel the rhythm, let love take you on this journey. Forget about this crazy world that's so concerning. Let the love in your heart that it's yearning. Reggae music is the key. Like I said, I'm born and soaring with reggae music. I'm adoring and I'm smoking the kaya and getting higher and higher. Yes, I'm laughing and dancing to this music that's romancing. And I see the big picture that this music is enhancing. That is love, respect, peace, and don't neglect. We're gonna wake you up and we'll make you feel lively. Lift you up and we'll make you feel irie. Listen up, for the message speaks so clearly. Reggae music is the music that will set you free.
How does it feel that interest with me. I'ma do a lot of things that yeah, you say you want me. I'ma need some space, ain't got no space out to break. I'ma flip the script, that's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. I'ma flip the script, that's just a player in me. I'ma need some space, ain't got no space out to breathe. That's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. We vibing on a higher level. You look fast, your foot push on the pedal. Yes, I feel when we're together, it's insane. Your mama and your friends, they keep asking for my name. But I'm just like, hey baby girl, let's keep it on the low. Nobody gotta know. I mean, who's to say that we won't face our problems down the road? Hey girl, think the bigger picture. Stop going through my phone because them pics will get you. I think we should let this go.
But baby, I do appreciate everything you did for me. I just don't see longevity, and that's not who I am. Maybe one day, yeah, I'll stay. Maybe one day I might change. I know you hate the games I play, but that's just who I am.
I'ma hit your phone to vibe your interest with me. I'ma do a lot of things that yeah, you say you want me. I'ma need some space, ain't got no space out to breathe. I'ma flip the script, that's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. I'ma flip the script, that's just a player in me. I'ma need some space, ain't got no space out to breathe. That's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. Yeah. You know who I was before I walked up in your life. I hate your ratchet little friends. They spreading rumors, telling lies, but they probably alright. I hit that hole, but only twice. I was off to rock and Sprite. That shit had me gone all night. Finding ways up in my phone because you make yourself worry. If you go digging for dirt, you gonna get dirty. I just take the facts, yeah. I just tell the truth. I can't never lie, no, not to you.
Baby, I do appreciate everything you did for me. I just don't see longevity, and that's not who I am. Maybe one day, yeah, I'll stay. Maybe one day I might change. I know you hate the games I play, that's just who I am.
I'ma hit your phone to vibe your interest with me. I'ma do a lot of things that yeah, you say you want me. I'ma need some space, ain't got no space out to breathe. I'ma flip the script, that's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. I'ma flip the script, that's just a player in me. I'ma need some space, ain't got no space out to breathe. That's just a player in me. That's just a player in me. Yeah.
My mouth, but you changed my mind when we got to your couch. You know real nice words, I know a few of my own. I wanna get to your dreams, you wanna get me back home. You got a government job, but we burned one down. And we fought for hours, but we're all good now. And we talked all night, and I shut my mouth. Your roommate's home, and we wrecked his couch. Good girls, bad beats. Good night, bad weed. Yeah, yeah. wash my mouth, but you changed my mind when we got to your couch. You know real nice words, I know a few of my own. I wanna get to your dreams, you wanna get me back home. You got a government job, but we burned one down, and we fought for hours, but we're all good now. And we talked all night, and I shut my mouth, cause your roommate's home, and we wrecked his couch. Good girls, bad beats, good night, bad weed. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
children born free from a disease that has no cure, devouring every show with true equality. Picture this, picture soldiers with cameras in the hands, taking shots of ancient lands instead of fighting Taliban. Now picture this, picture everything that our world could be if we all showed a little love and all worked toward little peace. Now picture this, picture this, hey, picture, hey, hey, now picture this.
ahead, 2 back, 3 forward improvement. That's what I'm about when doubt kicks in. I tend to go within and then I talk to my friends when I'm ready. Stick to the mission, hold steady to the vision that you need to see. Don't be petty. So much room to grow, I'm here to learn. Respect isn't given, to keep it you gotta earn. Stay determined in a world gone crazy. Deep thinkers ain't lazy. No matter the situation, keep your focus. Even though you wanna give up, keep your focus. Never get rid of your goals. Keep your focus and stay strong, y'all. No matter the situation, keep your focus. Even though you wanna give up, keep your focus. Never get rid of your goals. Keep your focus and stay strong, y'all. Here to manifest what I need to get ahead. Don't mean that I'm greedy, just eager to be fed in my soul. Mentally I must control everything I perceive, see the picture as a whole. Holographic universe with infinite fragments. Connect to the higher self through detachment. Outside world is all about bad habits. Discipline is how we elevate above madness. Read a lot of books, been so many places. Boundless beauty in a billion faces. No matter where you go, watch the energy you keep. What you think, eat, drink, and the quality of sleep. Power of a plan makes a major difference. Write your goals down before they fade in the distance. Execute and take time to regroup. Just remember that it's all on you. No matter the situation, keep your focus. Even though you wanna give up, keep your focus. Never get rid of your goals. Keep your focus and stay strong, y'all. No matter the situation, keep your focus. Even though you wanna give up, keep your focus. Never get rid of your goals. Keep your focus and stay strong, stay strong. Remember, keep the focus on you. I'm here to move beyond the hypothetical. Every single move that you make creates a better you. Or the opposite, the only other option is failure. Don't ever let another degrade you. No matter what you see all over media, life is right now. No reason to compete with the illusion of a greener grass. Seize the day, don't let it pass. Even teachers need class, so no matter the situation, even though you wanna give up, never get rid of your goals. Stay strong, y'all. No matter the situation, keep your focus. Even though you wanna give up, keep your focus. Never get rid of your goals. Keep your focus and stay strong, y'all. No matter the situation, keep your focus. Even though you wanna give up, keep your focus. Never get rid of your goals. Keep your focus and stay strong, y'all. True.
swallow the melting midnight sky. So far to watch it quiver and crumble in heedless open hands, but your doubts persist. Any actions of dignity, one day you'll sow the seeds of reconciliation. Somehow you'll be surprised to find no one is listening.
Troubles have known me by name. Too many miles between what's been lost and claimed. Too many nights to wallow in shame. Too many highs to hide from the fame. Too many words have been cast out. Too many to blame. Too many times I've cheated in such a wonderful game. Too many truths I've choked on to swallow my pride. I'll be standing at the gallows with my head held high. Swing low, like a leaf on a tree. I swing low, like a branch in the breeze. I swing low, like the devil in kind. I swing low, I swing with my head held high. Seem to come my way. Too many steps left to get up and walk away. Too many choices that are left unmade. Too many scars to deny all the pain. Too many times I've been hung up to be strung out on faith. Too many tracks that I've laid not to be the train. But too many demons been beaten inside. I'll be standing at the gallows with my head held high. Swing low, like a leaf on a tree. I swing low, like a branch in the breeze. I swing low, like the devil in kind. I swing low, I swing with my head held high, 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 with my head held high.
every wish, every dream I've ever had since I was 17. All those fireworks and shooting stars just lit the path for me to where you are. Everything happens, I suppose I agree. There aren't always reasons though, I just don't believe. But I love the randomness, the fateless route, infinite destinies, yet I still found you. I still found you. Pick a day, 10 years before we'd even met. Snapshots from paths that hadn't thought to cross just yet. You there in the morning, making breakfast for your kids. Me 2 time zones over, still dreaming in my bed. Maybe I was happy then, and you were getting by. Maybe we let moments pass, so one day our moment arrived. Once went riding bareback, I don't know what got in my head. Almost got knocked out when the horse ran in the shed. Once climbed the fire escape to the roof of a hotel. Saw the sunrise over Sunset Strip, seemed I'd chosen well. Once I helped a crazy man down a mountain in the dark. Took him to the voting booth, and we both made our mark. It all seems unrelated when I'm looking back today. Wasn't every step I took leading me to you someday? Pick a day, 20 years before we'd even met. Snapshots from past that hadn't thought to cross just yet. Far and fast away you rode, as if your horse had wings. Foolishly but fearlessly I searched for words to sing. Maybe you were happy then, I was getting by. Maybe all those moments passed, so one day. Pick a day 30 years before we had even met. Snapshots from past that hadn't thought to cross just yet. You there with your surfboard, laughing on the beach. Me climbing some maple until the world was out of reach. Maybe we were happy then, off in our separate lives. Maybe all those moments passed, so that one day our moment arrived. Every wish, every dream I've ever had since I was 17. All those fireworks and shooting stars just lit the path for me to where you are.
Brush.